What's up, my people? Today we are asking a very important question. Am I gaslighting my partner, spouse, girlfriend, significant other, whatever? Do you find yourself asking yourself that question? If so, by the end of this video, you will know exactly whether you are or not. But more important than that, you'll know what to do about it. Before we get started, if you are somebody who struggles with having difficult conversations, definitely watch this video, but also consider taking my No Enemy online course. It is a 1-hour masterclass in handling conflict. You will come out of that class feeling stronger, communicating with more steadiness, peacefulness, directness, confidence. If you want to check it out, go to noenemy.bronwyncommunications.com. Let's dive in. First, before we begin, I just want to apologize for my very scratchy throat. I was at a wedding this weekend and it raged hard on the dance floor and your girl was shouting her head off. So just so you know, I'm not sick. I just lost my voice. Back to the matter at hand though. If you have Googled the phrase, am I gaslighting my partner? It is very likely that that partner has given you that feedback. And you probably reacted very defensively because gaslighting is kind of a crappy thing to do. Or maybe you were like, I don't know what that is. Let me begin by explaining. Gaslighting is when you try to talk someone out of the way they feel, of the choice they want to make, of their position on something, and you talk them out of their position or their belief, not by making a cogent argument, but by trying to get them to feel crazy, too much, overreacting, overly emotional. Gaslighting is when you try to make someone else feel like their version of reality is not accurate, right? Now contrast that, like if you and I are having a political debate and you're a Republican and I'm a Democrat and we're arguing, right? We're saying, well, this side, I think this side is better. You're gonna say, no, I think this side is better. And here's why. And we're just gonna go like this. That's just arguing. That's just debating. And while it's not fun, it's not gaslighting. Gaslighting is when we're debating and instead of me saying to you, hey, I disagree and here's why, I say to you, you are out of your mind. You are overly emotional. You are hysterical. You are an idiot. You are so uneducated to have that position, right? That's trying to make somebody question their version of reality. Like, oh my God, am I crazy? That's gaslighting. But if you're here because you know damn well what gaslighting is, you just didn't know you were a gaslighter, let me tell you something. Here's how you're going to know whether that partner or whether that piece of feedback is appropriate for you. You'll know you're a gaslighter by examining how you react when you don't get your way. When somebody says no to you, or when somebody wants to do something that you don't want to do, if you find that you react to those things by shaming somebody, by making them feel hysterical or crazy, by invalidating their feelings or their version of reality, you're gaslighting. Does it make you a bad person? No, it doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you somebody unskilled at navigating difficult conversations, right? Because listen, we all, when we don't get what we want, we all behave badly from time to time. But some of us don't have any other tools at our disposal other than behaving badly. And gaslighting is one of those. Let me give you an example. I was just talking to a friend recently whose daughter wanted to go see the Taylor Swift concert. And I don't know whether you're following this or if you're watching from the future, getting tickets to this particular to the Eras concert was a real pain in the ass. Let me tell you, coming from the year 2022, it's been a pain in the ass. Anyway, this daughter's like, oh my God, I want to go get Taylor Swift tickets. And instead of telling the daughter, no, I don't want to participate in that crazy ham scramble, she tried to gaslight her daughter. And she even said, I gaslighted my daughter, tried to get her to think it was a terrible idea. And instead of saying, I don't want to participate in that mayhem, she said, you're not going to want to do that. You think you want to, but you don't. You actually prefer to watch things in your pajamas. Look at you. All you do is TikTok. All you do is Netflix. Why do you think you want to actually go out into the world and stand in a bunch of lines? You don't want to do this. That's gaslighting. And she made fun of herself. She's like, I totally gaslit my kid. But she knew it. Contrast that with if she said, look, honey, I hear you that you want to go to this concert. Here's what I'm willing to do. Here's what I'm not willing to do. Maybe my friend would have been willing to sit online and wait for tickets, but not willing to go and experience the crowds and the mayhem. She could have found an uncle or an aunt or a brother or a sister to take that child, right? Negotiating when you don't get what you want is healthy conflict management. Gaslighting someone, shaming them, trying to talk them out of something that they really want, that's gaslighting. Here's another thing. When you you'll know you're a gaslighter if when you get told the word no, you call the other person selfish, you call the other person uncaring, you tell the other person they have no empathy because they told you no. You basically make the other person feel like they're a bad person for telling you no. This recently happened. I was in a conversation with someone and they were talking about how much they hated this person and what a hypocrite they were. But what actually happened was that person that they were hating on told them no. And when they told them no, this other person was like, you're a hypocrite. You say you stand for X and Y and Z, but actually you're not. You're a hypocrite. Which wasn't the case. This other person just simply said, no, thank you. Not interested. That's gaslighting, right? But here's the thing. Let's say you are realizing right now in this video with me that you're a gaslighter. I really need you to understand you don't have to stay a gaslighter. It's just a bad habit, right? This is like people who lift boxes the wrong way, and they kind of bend the wrong way and then they injure their back. People who have a bad habit of lifting boxes the wrong way have to learn a new way to lift with their legs, right? With their thighs versus scrunching over. That's you with gaslighting. So your homework is to just do a couple of quick things. The next time somebody tells you no, or you don't get your way, the only thing I want you to practice is sitting with the cocktail of emotions that come up for you when you don't get your way, and sit with them, okay? In fact, I want you to think about a time recently where you heard no. And I want you to really think about, maybe say out loud, I felt abandoned, I felt trapped. That's for me, when I hear no, I start to get panicky, like, oh God, I feel trapped in this situation where I can't get my needs met, right? Really listen to your heart. What is your heart saying? I feel trapped. I can't get my needs met. Oh my gosh, I feel claustrophobic. What are all the things you feel when you hear the word no or when you don't get what you want? And just put your hand over your heart and say to yourself, it's okay, I've got you. Do it right now. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to hear no. It's okay. Right? If we can get good at allowing ourselves to feel all the feels, then we don't have to thrust all that garbage onto our partners or our girlfriends or our spouses or whoever, kids, right? We learn to parent ourselves. We learn to partner ourselves. We learn to jump on the grenade of our own anger or resentment ourselves to absorb it so that the other people around us aren't collateral damage, right? Just practice allowing yourself to feel whatever rejection feels like in that moment. And know that it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you. It's the first thing I want you to practice. The only other thing I want you to practice right now, if you're new to this, is to, number one, identify the feels and let them be. Feel them and tell yourself, I've got you. Second thing, I just want you to get curious about the other person's position. Not so that you can manipulate them, but so that you can understand. When you get a no, say, I hear that you say no, and I totally respect that. I want to understand. Tell me more. I hear your no. Totally respect that. Tell me more. I want to understand. Practice that phrase. Practice that phrase and do just those two things right now. That's all I want you to do is practice those two strategies. and you will find yourself communicating so much better. In fact, the people that are around, that live with you or that are around you, that are used to that version of you that gaslights, they're going to be like, what is happening? They're going to be so confused, but in a good way. So I want you to practice that. I want you to give yourself a lot of grace. These are very tough habits to unwind, and know that the more you do it, the easier it gets. And I have big loves for you here. Good for you for doing the work. And I'll see you next time. Shine on. We need your light.